Hello there, you beautiful people. My name is Willow, and welcome back to Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever, where today I'm going to be casting a 2v2 team matchmaker game, and without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce our players. Team 1 is at the top right, Team 2 is at the bottom left. Let's start off with the red UEF by the name of Photon starting first. Drone, a very interesting start. We will have to keep an eye on that. Over to their east, we have a yellow Aeon by the name of Thomas Hyatt, and they are going first to land. And then down here to the bottom left, we have ourselves a blue UEF going first land by the name of Tex, and that's gonna be their name. Over here we have a gray Cybran by the name of Freshie going first land. As we go ahead and look at the ratings of these players, we can see the game quality isn't that great at 68%, and we can see that there is one low rated player and one high rated player for each side. The team 1 definitely has an advantage going with the two highest rated players in both the low rate and high rate portion. I hope what I just said made sense. Either way, let's go ahead and look at the map. We have these clouds over here, which are very interesting, and the E. I don't remember exactly who made this map, but I do know that this E shows up on various very good maps, and there's of course civilians and such. Not very much defenses, but I'm pretty sure if you kill off all of this and you get a bunch of reclaim. Overall on the map, we have about 30,000 reclaim, and it's spread out everywhere, so it's not going to be too difficult to get your early game build going. Just reclaim a whole bunch, get some mexes, get some upgrades, get some units, get everything that you want out there. Over here, we still have yet to see a factory come out of Photon. Photon using these drones to build up their early economy, and it's going to be a very interesting game. With this start, you don't really have engineers, but you do get two very quick flying engineers, which is, you know, I guess it has its benefits. I would think that you maybe want to go first drone and get one of the drones at least building a factory very early, instead trying to get a lot of mass extractors very early, trying to use this in a different way than I personally would. But at the same time, I don't think I've ever started first drone in an entire game, so this is an interesting build for sure. Thomas going for a much more normal build, starting of course with the factory, getting a bunch of engineers out, doing the Aeon thing where they spam a bunch of Auroras and are really annoying to deal with because attack move is powerful. And over here we have Tex expanding with their comm a little bit forward, just pushing up some more. And over here we have Freshie deciding to stay in the base, spam out some factories. Gonna be seeing a lot of spam out of Freshie if this is the case, because we already have 3 factories. That's the most of any player in the game, and that's going to mean a lot of land units very quickly. So yeah, that should be pretty good. The drone still out here grabbing mexes. The first 2 factories are already online for Photon, having made themselves a nice little base over here. A lot of power. I would guess they're overflowing already. No, they're not. This is still relatively well balanced. I guess maybe there's a T2 mech or something on the way that's kind of slowing things down. Yet we do have a T2 mech on the way. That's what's spending most of the power, as well as an air factory producing inties. But yes, I'm surprised. It actually seems very well planned out, this build. Of course, it's very susceptible to early spam, I would feel, because you're not going to have quite as many factories quite as quickly. You are going to have that extra build power from the drones. They are 5 build power each, which is about the same as having a T1 engineer. It's actually the same amount of build power. And the comm, of course, sitting at 10 build power. We do see a scout flying over. Let's go ahead and just check on these players' known vision. We can see now that as scouts come out from both Thomas and Photon, they are getting a lot of intel, whereas for the other side, the only intel they really have is from this little scout out from Freshie. The drone is still flying up here, and I think it might be able to keep itself from dying to the AA, since it's going to stay outside the range, going to get yet another mass extractor. Of course, these mass extractors pretty well undefended, as a hunter is killing one of them off, but the hunter will not kill off the engineering drone, so the engineering drone can just come right back and help with that even more. Why does somebody with such lag play this anyway? Do I lag? Oops. Do I lag? Handicapped. Well, I guess we can just start on one of the harder 2v2 maps. Thomas, this against Thomas will be fun. I'm handicapped XDDD 7%. I need to get the back rocks. You get the rocks up top. Do I lag? Okay. Oh, Jesus. Smacking my phone around. I moved my microphone now. No longer gonna hit it, hopefully, but now my phone's being abused. I'm such a violent person, you know, just can't control myself sometimes, just hitting inanimate objects. Over here we see a mantis killing off a mechs, which is very interesting. And then up here we, of course, still see, we have another mantis, we have some hunters out. This mass extractor still alive, it's on fire, everything is fine. That's what this mass extractor was for a moment there, was that everything is fine meme with the dog inside the birding building. You know, that building filled with birds. It's like a bird building. Or wait, what was the name of that movie that everybody was talking about forever? Bird Box or something like that? Yeah. Burning, not birding. And yeah, all of these mechs is grabbed by the rover drone are not quite going to be kept. But you know, also, why is the civilian color the same exact color as this player? Like, it looks a little bit confusing. I mean, we know that these are civilians because we did check it out, but still. Over here we see auroras and tanks shooting at each other, which is a very, very fun time. Auroras, of course, having that range upgrade, so the tanks are going to run away. They cannot outrun these tanks, but they can, as long as the tanks stop, just get some very nice advantages as all of these strikers end up dying. Yep. Run away! Run away! Get away now! You can't handle the heat. Get out of the kitchen. We do have a T1 bomber coming out, going to be very useful for helping dealing with this T1 spam. Of course, a thistle out, and the thistle's going to, well, it's not going to stop all of the bombs from falling, but it does mean that you only get 1.5 passes. The Scorcher, of course, one of those carpet bombers, doesn't have a singular hard-shaped bomb, kind of like the Zeus. I think the Cybern T1, or no, the Zeus is the Cybern T1, the Scorcher UEF. Does the Aeon T1 bomber have one singular bomb? I can't remember. The way over here, we're seeing an early gunship out from Thomas. Going to be a Spectre over here, going to be picking up some kills on this spam. That is an interesting play. 7 minutes in, and we're already seeing some T2 airplay. That's going to be very difficult to deal with, but at the same time, you can just kind of avoid the gunship, I guess. Build some flak, build some T1AA. And that gunship will go down. Of course, if there are a lot of gunships out, this could be a snipe threat. We do see a bunch of T1AA being spammed up by the comm of Frushy near the comm, of course, because if the comm is building it, wouldn't it by definition be near it? Because the comm doesn't have like infinite build range or anything. We're not playing with weird-ass mods or something like that. So yeah, I guess by definition, if he's building the AA, it's relatively near to him. We have sensors on the way for Thomas. Going to be a very useful upgrade. Gives you an 80 range Omni, which is very, very nice. Over here we can see some Auroras getting caught out by T1 spam. Spectres showing up to try and save the day, but these Auroras are going to die. The air support was not quite enough, but these T1 UEF land units are not going to survive either. This is going to create a nice little mass field right here. As we look, it's already building up quite a little bit with over 1,000 mass to reclaim right here. Could be a nice little pickup very early on. Get some more T2 mexes, get your economy jump started, get those furnaces of production absolutely staggering in their pace and scale. We can see that Photon, even though coming out with the juicy strats really early and even expanding pretty well over here, has done very little in the form of making things that win games. Generally, if you want to win a video game, like an RTS video game, listen, I'm about to drop a knowledge bomb on you like I'm some kind of truth terrorist, but when you want to win video games, especially RTSs, you kind of need to build things that hurt the enemy. And generally the way that works is more shit counters less shit. So yeah, build more things and you will win more if you just build more things. I know it's difficult. I know it's such a scary idea, but if you build more things, you will win more. That's why when you go look at pros at like 7 minutes, they have 40 factories and blowing shit up left and right. I say that as we have a pro here who doesn't have like 40 factories, but still, like, look at this. They have a T2 factory. At 7 minutes, they had their T2 factory, and I don't think they've built any factories since. We have 7 factories out. We have a T2 air factory, another T1 air factory. Like, that's a lot of factories versus Photon over here with 3 factories, none of them teched up. He is getting T3 on the comm, which is interesting. I'm kind of sensing we're probably going to have one of those level 4 Terrans, or not Terran, I keep on saying Terrans, level 4, it's because I have the word turtle in my brain from all of my time on StarCraft 2. I have the word turtle associated with the word Terran, which is stupid. We're going to have one of those level 4 UEFs that just builds a bunch of defenses, is what I'm feeling like. Just going to be a turtle UEF. And you know what? It's fine. Being a turtle UEF, you know what? Whatever makes you happy. At the end of the day, it's about you being happy. Right? Right. Okay, so over here we do have a drop coming out with a bunch of fervors. Of course, the flak is going to kill all the fervors, meaning that the transport is sitting here like, I don't really know what to do. Transport's just going to fly away, say, yeah, I don't care. That one flak over here, the hero flak, getting all of the kills. Let's see. 12 kills immediately on this boxer, this sky boxer. It is the hero of the flak. We had the king of the archers, now we have the king of the boxers, as this boxer is a 1-vet boxer, stopping an imminent doom drop. And that is that for now. Either way, we are seeing a lot of Swifties coming out. Fun fact, Swifties are not better fighters than T2 fighter bombers. They don't have higher damage and they don't have higher health. They are just cheaper and therefore better. Mass for mass, they are better, but in like straight up one-on-one, I'm pretty sure Swifty loses to everything except for Corsair. Like, it loses to the Natha. I know it loses to the Janus. Which is, it's just, I think that's pretty interesting. I don't think it beats Corsair because Corsair was never designed to be a air-to-air fighter. I believe that in the base game it didn't even have air-to-air capabilities. It was just a T2 bomber, wasn't it? Or am I mistaken on that? Maybe, like, by base game I mean, like, Supreme Commander, not Supreme Commander Forged Alliance. Either way, Tech's over here going to be having to deal with a fervor drop that is going to get a T2 power gen. Almost guaranteed. There's already enough shots in the air to kill it off. That's a T2 power gen going down. That's a very painful situation, but I'm pretty sure Tex has the power... No, he does not have the power economy to deal with this. He could not deal with a threat of this magnitude. Meanwhile, as we look at the economies and the reclaim, we can look over here. We can see that the highest reclaim player is Tex at 18,000. Of course, going to be getting a little bit of help as they reclaim their own T2 power gen. Then you have 12,000 for Thomas, 1.2 thousand for Photon, and Freshie at 5.7 thousand, which is interesting. As we look at the overall economies, we can see Tex is in the lead, sitting at 122 mass a second versus Photon sitting at 44, Thomas sitting at 87, and Freshie sitting at 76. So overall, the economies are not great for Team 1. Team 1 seemingly behind on both sides. But that is not the entire game here. We can, of course, know for a fact that you can win with a mass deficit. It's just a lot harder. We do have T2 Air now out from our red UEF player. Where is Photon's comm? Photon's comm is down here building a fire base. What did I say? Gonna build a bunch of defenses? We already have 3 triads and a flare right here. And if you think that this is going to be the end of it, I would advise you to look at page 2, where we're building more structures, and then look at page 3, where we see even more structures get queued up. Specifically the structures that either shoot things or allow you to see things so you can shoot them. And let's see, more triads. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? Nobody could have possibly ever guessed that a low-ranked UEF player would build so many turrets. He's got Tourette's syndrome. He's over here, must build turrets. That's probably offensive. Probably you can't say that on YouTube, but whatever. Listen, if you can't take a joke, get off the internet, because that's what we're all over here for. Over here we have loyalists. Very, very scary loyalists. We've had a lot of games recently where we've seen loyalists and titans do quite well. To be quite fair to the loyalist and titan groups. Meanwhile, they're just going to keep walking forward. I don't know why I'm looking at this. It just caught my eye. I just saw the T3 loyalist icon and I was like, ooh, loyalist. Who would have guessed? Meanwhile, we do have harbingers coming out, which is a very, very, very good thing for Team 1, as Team 1 is going to have to deal with the loyalists, and harbingers is a pretty good answer. It's like no you. They're like, I'm going to throw T3 bots at you. And then it's going to be like, no you. And it's like, what do you mean? And then it's like, I don't know how to say it, but the non-E meme, where it's like, Shinderu or whatever. Where it's like, you're already dead in Japanese or whatever. And it's like, Nani? I don't know. I don't know why I'm making anime references. I don't even watch anime. I don't even know what anime that's from. The only anime I've watched is Elfen Lied, and yeah, I think that's it. I don't know why I'm talking about anime now, but hey, you know, this is Willow's Duality YouTube channel, where we don't actually have any reason for anything we say. Meanwhile, 3 harbingers going to show up and try and deal with this. We do have the shield upgrade out of the comm from Thomas, going to be overcharging some of these loyalists. The harbingers are running away from the eclectic hodgepodge of units that are coming at it. It's just harbingers versus mantis, sky slammers, hoplites, loyalists, rhinos. I think I got all of them. I think that's all the types of units that were there. I was probably wrong. There's probably something else. But oh, moles. Yes, the very dangerous mole with its 2 DPS. Wait, does the mole have 2 or 3 DPS? Or is it 1? 0 DPS! 0 DPS. Wait, how does the mole's thing work? Personal cloak generate. What? Wait, the mole can cloak now? I thought it just had stealth. Okay. Well, the mole is a very interesting unit, I guess. We should create a mod that's like Mole Wars, and you can only win by you can only make moles. Like, that's the only unit you can make. It's like Lab Wars, but shittier. Loyalists are bad now. They will lose to Harby's bad. So Tex is probably telling their ally to make their ally Freshy, and to make some bricks. Also, I want to address something really quick, so I'm going to pause the game. People have, or one person in particular in the comments has been very upset because I use their and they whenever I'm talking about these players. One, you kind of made like in the comment, you were making a political sway. There's nothing political about my channel, and there never will be. And 2, I just say it. I just speak the way I speak. I don't actively think about the words that come out of my face. Of course, I sometimes the way I speak just changes. Sometimes I say he, sometimes I say she, sometimes I say they. Don't fucking get caught up on it. Jesus, like, calm the fuck down. Either way, with that slight pause out of the way, yeah, I don't know. Just strange to me. Stingers coming out to try and kill off hoplites and sky slammers and other things. The Stinger is quite possibly one of the best, like, has quite possibly the best attack animation in this entire game. Because, like, you see all the, like, little shells falling off as it fires. It just looks very cool. Also, I'm kind of partial because, everybody needs more DACA, and the Stinger's got a hella lot of DACA. I like myself some fire rate. Fire rate is king in everything. Fire rate. Over here we are seeing the Harbingers not being used very efficiently, Thomas. You could be getting a lot of reclaim instead of just having them sit here. Just set them on a patrol order. There we go. Reclaim with the Harbies. Oh, best T3 bot by far because it can reclaim. Makes life so much easier. I love it. I love it. Over here we have a bunch of Auroras. Just doing Aurora things. And hey, look at that. We have tactical missile launcher out from Photon on the comm, getting off quite a few little bits of kills. Nice, you ringed your flak mass with mass storage. Wait, what? Where did he do that? Did that actually happen? Where is it? I need to see this. I need this in my life. New meta, I guess. Whoops, wait, is it Gray who did it? Oh, Gray did it! This is my new favorite image on all of FAF. Thank you, Freshie. Thank you for giving me this. You know what? This is gonna be the thumbnail. Alright, there we go. I got enough to make the thumbnail. I don't know why I went silent for that. Can we turn this off? Can we hit end? There we go! Here we go! We do have this come over here from Photon still launching tactical missiles. Managed to kill off a few T2 mexes, and oh my god, I'm so glad I got that screenshot because the mex went, the flak to end all flak, the massive flak has been destroyed. They have T3 air. Yeah, they do, don't they? That's probably a problem. You don't really want your opponents to have T3 air before you have T3 air, because if that happens, guess what? You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose a huge force out from Tex. Tex has been slowly building up a massive T3 force that was a little bit unknown about, I guess. Does Thomas have an idea of what this is? Thomas might think this is just T1 and T2, but there's a bunch of Percys here, and this could be dangerous. Very dangerous is what this could be. We will have to keep an eye on it. Some Harbingers over here helping out the comm of Photon, who is still launching tactical missiles and still getting returns on them. We do have Freshie over here trying to build themselves up some more stuff after it's been blown up. Yep, replacing the mechs, all of that good stuff. But now as the army comes into view, we can see that this is a problem. And yeah, Harbingers, probably should send the Harbingers like back here to this area that I'm circling where your transports are, because if you're going behind the army, like, you want to intercept this army. This isn't an army you want to fall behind from. Yeah. Oh, the migration of the engineers is coming out. It does look like we're getting strat bombers out, which may be able to help with this situation. This army is seemingly backing off for now as the Harbingers roll into view. It would be very dangerous if this army managed to get all the way back inside the base. Of course, a second army out from Tex is pushing up the middle, and it's going to be spotted very soon. And these Percivals are going to make short work of all these structures. For some reason, a random T2 power generator just out here, like, you know, oh, yes, I have the power. Ba-da-ba-da-toom-a. I got the power. A T2 air factory built very far forward. Over here on the eastern flank, we can see an all-out war between Harbingers, Asylums, Pillars, Strikers, Titans, and Percivals. Probably some kind of flak in there too, for good measure. Oh, Lobos! Lobos! Yay! Everybody loves Lobos. Oh, hey, look, there's a banger. A banger flag. It does look like the Harbingers are going to win, as there's one Titan left, and like 12 Harbingers or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 Harbingers. I'm bad at numbers. Thank you very much. I didn't learn to count until I was 22. Over here, we have a brick. A very heavy brick. Killing off engineers. Hello. Welcome to tech support. Wow. On this flank, it's been a little bit ignored, but this flank, which has been held pretty solidly by our gray Cybern player by the name of Freshie, has been quite well dealt with, and there's bricks now threatening the main base of Photon, which is really close to the main base of Thomas, which is just in general bad. We do have some Harbingers being transported over by the looks of it, and we do have some sniper sprites, or sprite strikers, sorry, that could possibly come over and intervene. These bricks, though, are a big problem. A bunch of T1 units here are going to be a speed bump for these bricks, but very little more. We, of course, do have mech marines, archers, Lobos. Well, only like 2 Lobos. Wait, no Lobos? Is there a Lobo in here? Yeah, 1 Lobo right there. We do have 2 Lobos. And then we have some Strikers. Mostly mech marines, though. Meanwhile, over here in the middle, we do see some Ravages going up. Wow. Ravages with adjacency bonus of power. Who would have guessed it? Adjacency bonus Ravages. You don't see that very often. Flak killing off another transport load, this time engineers. So this is the king of the bangers. He really bangs, if you get if you catch my drift. But yeah, king of the bangers right there. And then we have bricks in the middle being gunned down by Ravagers, which is definitely a situation. Not gonna say whether it's good or bad. The Harbinger count has kind of run thin, and I don't quite know why. We're down to 4 Harbingers. I don't know where they all went. Was there an attempted attack? I don't understand how you lost so many Harbingers so quickly, but you might want to fix that. A Tsar almost completed over here. That could be a major problem. Not gonna lie. The Donut of Doom. The Circular Slaughterer. The Hubcap of Despair, if you will. Going to be completed probably before this T3 army actually makes inroads into the base. We're sitting at 91, 92, 93, 94. Okay, this could be a problem. The units may be in range in time for 97, 98. Okay, it's up. Alright, now the biggest imperative thing, the thing you need to do more than anything else, is keep this air HQ alive. You're gonna need ASF, and you can't afford to be losing it. Of course, targeting down the Percies is a good way to make sure that happens. We are seeing some shields attempted to be spammed up, but as long as the HQ can manage to survive, and we are getting some gunship support out from our good friend Photon, the red UEF, I think this is going to be a hold. Just don't lose your HQs and you will do fine. All of those T1 units from earlier coming in, going to be a speed bump at a perfect time for the base of Thomas. Thomas losing some heavy air production and a lot of power, but you can rebuild power. You can get power from your ally. You can rebuild. It's like that, what's that, RoboCop. We have the technology. We can rebuild him. So that's what they're going to do, hopefully. Either way, this Tsar is out relatively safely. I mean, there's a lot of interceptors in ASF, but there's more ASF out for our yellow player. So you could attempt to just go for a kill off Tex. If you go for that, you have a pretty good chance of winning. Of course, they don't know where the comm of Tex really is. There is a lot of T3 air defense, some flares out, and that could be an issue. How many flares we got on the field? About 9. And how many mermaids? No, not mermaids. Myrmidons. Mermaids are the counterintelligence boat. 3 myrmidons, in case you were curious. Curious like George. In Soviet Russia, it is... What's the opposite of curious? 1 second, I need to look this up. Where's my phone? Everybody, in the middle of the cast, I'm pulling out my phone to find this out. What's an antonym for curious?
Here are some antonyms for curious. Ordinary.
Opposite. Ordinary? In Soviet Russia, it is ordinary, George. Oh, God. Oh, man. I would give $100 to anybody who would guess that I, like, before ever seeing the cast, if I said, okay, what did I do in this cast that makes no goddamn sense? If somebody were to tell me, Google the antonym of curious with my Google Assistant, I would seriously give somebody $100 for that. It's never gonna happen, but you know, Google the antonym for curious in the middle of a cast. Meanwhile, I know that I haven't been talking about the game for a little bit, but very little is happening. The Tsar is sitting back, staying safe. The level 4 UEF. I need to stop saying Terran, or I need to just start casting StarCraft 2. One of the two. The level 4 UEF over here, of course, just sitting in their base, building up more and more structures, having a good time. He's just gonna keep on murdering things. And yeah, over here we have a force out from Tex that's poised to deliver a death blow towards Thomas. And of course, if you manage to kill off Thomas here, it could be kill off Thomas's main base, it could be game over very quickly. How many ASF to kill a Tsar? Asking for a friend. Give ASF, please. You got more than enough. I don't actually know the number for ASFs to kill a Tsar. I know that you can kill a Tsar with probably like 30 or 40, but it takes a long ass time. I would guess if you're trying to kill it very, very quickly, you need like 50 to, or no, not even that, like probably 60 to 100, somewhere in that range. Basically double what is the bare minimum needed to kill a Tsar. A lot of ASF going down to the long-range AA out from the Tsar. Okay, we do have the ASF coming in trying to kill off the Tsar. They're going to be unsuccessful, surprisingly. And I kind of just wanted the Independence Day shot. Oh, wait, can I get... Oh, I can't look straight up, can I? Dude, this is... Oh, I love this. I love this thing. It's beautiful. I love the Tsar. It looks so cool. So clean, so crisp, so crunchable. It looks like a crunchy donut. And while a crunchy donut doesn't sound appealing, this crunchy donut does. I would crunch a Tsar. I would totally crunch a Tsar. Either way. We do have a push out from Tex on this eastern flank. Not quite going all the way, but is going to cause some issues. We have some sprite strikers over here. Not rebuilding the air factory over here. We do have a GC on the way. I wonder if Thomas is having trouble spending their mass. It does look like Thomas is having trouble with his mass income. Using the GC to quickly dump 16,000 mass into something. Over here on the northern flank, we can see that more and more bricks are amassing, but these bricks are gonna die. A Tsar is more than enough to kill a brick. One by one, the bricks die. This is like the trail of tears for bricks. Probably also shouldn't say that in a cast. Alright. More and more Ravagers being built up, along with... This is a lot of power adjacency. Like, I love it. It's cute, but at the same time, I don't know why you need it, I guess. This just feels a little bit unnecessary, is what I'm trying to say. This entire base. But 2 Photons credit is spending a lot of mass by building it, so... You know. Pretty good, pretty good. Over here we have a P3 air transport, the Continental. Very interesting thing. A nice way to get your commanders around the map, or to get large amounts of units around the map. Meanwhile, we do have ourselves a Tsar killing bricks. These bricks will never learn, apparently. The Tsar going to get a nice chunk of veterancy out of this. Probably going to hit 2 vet off of this alone. No, not quite. It's going to be about 5,000 short. But a 2 vet Tsar would be very useful. It does look like Thomas has rebuilt up their production capabilities. He is going to be making an emissary, which is, by the way, best name for any of the artilleries in this game. Like, you have Salvation, Scathis, Duke, Disruptor, the Hovathom is the Seraphim one, but none of them come anywhere close to emissary. Because an emissary is like a diplomat, like it's a type of diplomat, isn't it? So it's like, hey, here I'm gonna deliver you. It's like the diplomatic way to end a game, right? In fact, let's ask Google. Hey Google, what is an emissary?
Here's the definition of emissary. A person sent on a special mission, usually as a diplomatic representative.
See? Emissary is the diplomatic way to end a game. prove me wrong. Rude, Thomas. What was rude? What did Thomas do? I don't know what Thomas did that was rude. I wasn't paying attention. You know the one thing I'm supposed to do during casting? I didn't do it. I'm sorry. For the first time ever, we see Photon using units to move out. He's figured out the attack move command, or just the move command at this point, which is extremely important for a player's developmental days in FAF. It's all up here from now. I'm predicting big things from Photon. Soon, Photon will be higher ranked than Thomas. Mark my words. I'm not saying that to demoralize him. I'm just making stupid jokes. So, you know, just doing things. We have a Monkey Lord over here. Of course, by the way, the GC was finished. The Monkey Lord has finished. A Fat Boy on the way, of course. Anything spicy going on in any of these bases? I know I've been a bit scatterbrained, haven't been quite paying as much attention as I probably should, but I'm having fun, so that's all that matters. Also, it's kind of turned into a slow game. This fire base in the middle is just growing exponentially. We do have a Clink Hammer, actually 3 of them, online. Very important to deal with the Fat Boy if the Fat Boy does become an issue. Let's keep red alive, so no 2 times the eco for Thom. Or Tom. Or Tommy Boy. Tommy Boy! Tommy Boy, come in. It's time for dinner. The Emissary is currently 50% complete and rising. 60% complete and rising. I think that Emissary finishes unless they do something drastic. We do, of course, see some Strat Bombers coming out trying to kill off the comm of Thomas from the looks of it. Thomas is going to micro the comm. It does, of course, have the heavy shield upgrade, so this comm is very tanky, and yeah, loses 10,000 shields, which come back pretty instantaneously at 32 a second, so... Oh, not now, Pigeon. Oh, not now. We can kill Czar. Oh, not now. We need to move. Push with Fatty. All land. Okay, so there's the call. All of the land in the world needs to move. Literally going to be moving mountains. I feel like right here is going to be a good place to sit and watch this. There's a lot of ASF out. A Fat Boy pressuring the forward position out from Team 1. Team 1 has been holding on quite well despite their mass deficit this entire game. Thomas putting on a spectacular showing. The Fat Boy killing off engineers that are running for their life. And we can see that the Tsar is here, going to be trying to get some work done. We see some broadswords come out to try and deal with the Fat Boy, but they are immediately swatted out of the sky by those ASFs aforementioned. ASF. A bunch of Scorchers now coming, trying to deal damage to this, and the Fat Boy is getting inroads into the fire base over here, focusing down the Clink Hammers. Going to manage to kill off all of them by the looks of it before the Fat Boy itself goes down. And this could be a very dangerous position for Team 1 in just a few seconds. We do have the Monkey Lord pushing forward. I don't know if that's wise. There are still a whole heck of a lot of Ravagers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ravagers. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3... No, just 4 Ravagers. I miscounted. 4 Ravagers is more than enough to kill off a Monkey Lord before the Monkey Lord can kill them. I'm pretty sure. Of course, with the Fat Boy's aid, it may be slightly different. This Monkey Lord, of course, running into very close range. These T1 PD could even be a threat. Ravagers pouring massive amounts of damage into those units. The units out on the eastern flank from Tex are going to be pushing heavily into this GC situation. And we see the Tsar come out, and the Tsar is about to be attacked. The Tsar is going to go down. And that's going to kill off a lot of the land spam. There's GCs and Harbingers here to protect, along with a lot of Asylum support. And this is going to be a tough-fought battle. Meanwhile, in the middle, the Monkey Lord has managed to survive and has fallen back. The Fat Boy is on its way. It does look like this army on the eastern flank has been pushed off, but the fire base in the middle that was handcrafted by a master artisan by the name of Photon has not sustained itself. It has died to the Fat Boy, it's died to the Monkey Lord, it's died to this T3 spam. And the Emissary is online, firing big, glopping shots of energy right towards the opponent. And this could be very bad. Is there any response out from Team 2? And there is! There's a nuke! And it's launching! They built a nuke! Oh, that's GG if there's no anti-nuke. Is there an anti-nuke? There's no anti-nuke! Oh my word! They built the Emissary! They went through all of the hard work! And Thomas is just going to be destroyed by this. The GC over here is about to finish. That might be a consolidation prize. The GC does finish. That's the second GC. There are 2 GCs on the field. Thomas is in a very bad position. No longer having air control, being bombed by strat bombers. Can survive a nice amount of bombs. By that, I mean probably about 69 of the motherfuckers. But there's gonna be more and more strat bombers constantly being produced. A Fat Boy attacking the comm of Photon, who's trying to get on a Continental. He decides not to get on the Continental in the last second, right before the Continental goes down, and it runs away. A Fat Boy would have gotten an error and a comm kill immediately. Actually, just strat Thomas ACU. Alright, here we go. A bunch of strat bombers coming in for the comm of Thomas. Oh, taking a lot of damage, possibly gonna go down. Doesn't go down on the first pass. More strat bombers incoming, and death to Thomas. The king is dead. Long live the king. The Galactic Colossus coming in range of the Fat Boy and has been transferred over to Photon, who is now getting strat bombed and shot by a Fat Boy. And this is going to be the end of the game. Thank you all for watching. You all are beautiful. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you to my patrons, Sergeant Civilis and Timothy Calderwood. And thank you to all my other patrons who are subscribed at the $2 a month tier. Other than that, I would like to say you all are beautiful. Like if you liked it, dislike if you didn't like it, subscribe if you want to see more. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye!